Hey Betha, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Betha. I'm so glad to have you guys here. If today is your first time on my channel, please make sure to hit on subscribe button before you leave. Also give this video a very big thumbs up right now or at the end if you enjoyed watching it, okay? Since the emergence of Adekunle being head of house, there's just been a lot of, conversations here and there. And for me, I just feel like some of it are unnecessary. Now, I'm just going to start off basically with the conversation that Ilebaye was having with Doyin in the garden. Ilebaye was simply telling Doyin that, look, the fact that, Adekunle picked four other random people as, his BFFs, it doesn't make sense to her, yada, 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 we're from the same level, we're supposed to protect one another, this one, this one, this one. Like, she just kept on going on and on, how she's pissed, how she feels like now, if she goes into the diary room and nominates Adekunle going forward, that she will not even feel bad about it, blah 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, okay, Doyin, what do you have to say? And then Doyin was like, you know what? Maybe the guy was put on the spot. You know how Big Brother will just tell you, stand up, do this, and then you have to make the decision almost immediately. And she was like, no, that's not even an excuse, blah blah blah. That what do you mean by put on the spot?
Is it close to those people he called?
But have you had a conversation?
I'm not going to.
He was just put on the spot.
Which sport? I vividly told this.
I'm like, madam, calm down. First of all, Big Brother addressed the housemates and said, you are equal regardless of your level. Now, I get the whole wanting to, protect someone from your level or your season. I get that. Okay, but it's not your entitlement. Okay, you are not entitled to me choosing you. I will choose you because, okay, this is what I want, not necessarily because you think that that's the way it should be. And that's the mistake Ilebaye was making last night, when she was having that conversation. And Doi kept on telling her, look, you cannot really blame the guy. Let me tell you guys something here. Doi might be a lot of things. We've already agreed on that. I mean, from the previous season. Doi might be a lot of things, but when she says this, that's what it is. She's not the type of person that would, say something differently and then do something differently. She literally kept on telling Ilebaye that, look, I don't think that he did it deliberately, blah, blah, blah. But guys, come to think of it, if this Adekunle boy had picked Ilebaye and Doyin, would have still come out here to say, oh, he's just trying to beg Doyin, he's just trying to be in Doyin's good books. Now, the guy decided to, play safe and just do something differently. Anyway, not be wey dey complain. I know some people go still complain, but now Ilebaye now come dey complain. For me, it doesn't make any sense. Allow him choose who he wants to choose. I mean, there are more housemates from different seasons in that house, and it's okay to make new friendships and want to see where that goes. You don't necessarily have to remain on the same spot with the same set of people. Like, come on. And guys, let me tell you, whilst Ilebaye kept on saying, oh, that now she will not even feel bad if she enters there and then puts Adekunle up for nomination, blah 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 blah. Doi made it known to her and to us by extension that she would never go into the diary room to mention Adekunle's name for nomination until they have a conversation about the beef from the previous season. Because guys, we all know what happened between Doyin and Adekunle. And guys, I feel like when she approaches Adekunle to have that conversation, he will definitely listen. They will talk about it. Look, all these people that are beefing themselves, I feel like it will get to a point where they would have to sit down and talk, because Biggie might just decide to pair them, and for them to get the task done, they have to move past whatever beef or differences that they have. So yeah, I really love the fact that Doyin has that mentality, of wanting to speak to Adekunle first before making any decisions, before nominating him. But I don't really know, because they were still talking and then Cross came and stood there. They say, Cross, leave now. Cross said, no, it's just my body that said, me, I'm not here. You should continue your conversation. So yeah, they didn't particularly finish that whole conversation. But then we actually got the point of, why Ilebaye was upset and all of that, which for me did not make any sense. Another thing that happened last night was the fact that, they were supposed to start preparing for their wager. Because I mean, you know what happens once you're head of house, Big Brother sends in the task, and then you guys are supposed to start rehearsing and all of that. Now, for Adekunle, he felt like, you know what, we're going to start talking about this whole wager thing tomorrow, because I mean, we're all tired. Guys, I told you that the head of house task lasted for over 5 hours, from 2 p.m. till about 8 or thereabout, because it was crazy, or even past 8. So yeah, the guy was like, they're tired, people are tired. Not just him, like other housemates too were tired. So it was like, you know what, we'll have this conversation tomorrow. We'll talk about the task. Even though earlier on we saw Alex, Messi, Venita, I think one other person, they were in the garden and they were just talking about, the task and all of that. Those ones were just, okay, yeah, we can do this. And the mess was like, we can actually rehearse this night. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's all come together. Let's even talk about it. Let's do this. Let's do that. Before we knew what was happening, them Adekunle were in the room. Adekunle, Soma, some people, they were shot on the bed in the pink room. And then, Mercy walks in. She's like, Adekunle, you will lose this your first wager. I'm telling you, and I promise you, I will not talk about it again. You need to take charge. You need to do this. Because let me tell you, if you lose your wager, all these people, when they become head of house, they will change it for you. They will do this. They will do that. You people said you wanted to sleep. You are not sleeping. Let's talk. Let's talk about this thing. Look, I say, while she was just parried, Adekunle was just seated there. So mom was like, oh yeah, let's go, so that we'll not lose our wager, blah 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 blah.
Adekunle, you will lose your first wager, and I promise you, because I will not come out again. Yes.
Now, shortly after, Adekunle called for a meeting in the lounge, and the housemates gathered, and he was basically just expressing his displeasure, like, why would Mercy behave that way? Why would she talk to me like that in the presence of other housemates and walk away? Like, for him, that was disrespectful, and I agree. Okay, as much as I understand the point that Mercy was trying to make, because again, it's for their good. Okay, if they lose wager, now all of them. If they win now all of them. I get her point, but the approach was not right. You could have actually called Adekunle to the side, have that conversation with him alone, and not coming to blast him in the presence of every other person. Imagine if Adekunle had said, okay, oh yeah, let's go and have this meeting. We will still come back, because the thing is, I know how we think sometimes. We will still come back and say, oh, now Mercy, they control Adekunle. Mercy is actually the real head of house. Adekunle is just the boy. But this guy, he wasn't even doing it because he was trying to show power or anything. They were tired. The fact that, you are sitting down on your bed and gisting doesn't mean that you're not tired. For him, it felt like they will not be productive. They will not talk about anything productive because their brains are tired and all of that. But then that is fine. Since she walked out on him, the thing is, she can also become head of house tomorrow, and he will choose to walk out on her just to make her realize that her action did not make sense at all. And guys, let me tell you, while they were still having that conversation in the lounge, Mercy stood up and walked away again and walked into the bedroom, went to sit down on her bed and all of that. Now, when they finished the meeting, Perez decided, you know what, let me go and find out myself. Let me go and find out what happened. And so he walked into the room trying to have a conversation with Mercy, but then she kept on standing her ground. We could have had this meeting. I'm not saying that they were not tired, but they were not sleeping. So we could have just taken our time to talk about it, blah, 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 blah. And then Perez trying to tell her that, look, he said that we'll have the conversation tomorrow. This one. As they were talking, Soma came into the room. Angel, White Money was there. Sissy was even on her bed, arranging something. I don't know what she was arranging. But yeah, they were all talking. And Angel was like, no, you cannot be speaking like that. The fact that you even spoke to him like that, it doesn't make any sense. So she's like, I don't care. Mercy now. I don't care. I said what I said. Blah, 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 blah. Even parents, they were trying to tell her that, look, the approach. Nobody is saying what you said now is wrong, but your approach. I don't care. I say, what? Even me, I don't care. Okay, if I win the wager, we now winner. If I lose the wager, we now loser. Not concerned. Okay. Anyways, guys, still on conversations. Angel and Ike, they had a conversation where they were basically talking about, the fact that there are two winners from previous seasons, and Angel saying, oh, she feels like Mercy might still win this season because she's really strong. She has a strong fan base, and Ike was like, never. Say you will not let it happen. You put her in a corner. That she, even if her fans say they will vote for her, say they go spend their money tired because he go form alliance, he go put Mercy for corner. I will do this, I'll do that.
She's very strong competition. She still won't go. And I also do think that she might, win again.
We gonna put her for tight corner. And I know I have no problem with her, but no way.
I said, you can relax. Because we're having a conversation and Angel was trying to find out, if they really dated and all of that. And I was like, yeah, I think we did. You think you did? You don't know whether on a date. You say you think they did, blah, blah, blah. Angel was like, well, it's normal for me to want to spite my ex, especially if they put us in the same house. I want to spite my ex. But then, guys, I don't even think that Mercy is doing that too. Like, Mercy is not even doing it. Like, she does not even have the guy's time. Now the guy just there, they talk Mercy, and if she comes for me, I'll come for her. I go put her for tight corner. I say, this PG where you learn now, we're not going to hear what. We're not going to hear what. If they kept on going, this one, and say never. Say she not going to win. Angel was not like, don't tell her, say never, you do this. If she now win, what will you do about it? What will you do about it? He say no, say at least for this house, say he go put am up, say those her fans wey say they get money, say they go vote tire. I say how come Messi is your problem in this house? Even Angel asked him, okay, so have you guys spoken, or like what's going on? I was like, well, we haven't spoken like that, but he knows that with time they will still speak. I don't have anything against her. I don't have anything against her, but if she comes for me, I'll come for you. I don't know why I feel like my name is always on her lip. I say, Oga, your name is not on her lip. Relax, okay? Nobody they call you. Nobody they call you. All this way they do now. You just they find talk for where talk no day. Anyways, moving on from that, guys. Soma and Cross had a conversation last night, and it was Soma basically clearing, Cross and telling him like, guy, I don't have any eye for your babe, or I don't have any eye for Angel. We're just cool and all of that. This was Soma just trying to find out if these two people, intend to settle their issues, what happened to them in their previous season, blah, blah, blah. And just making Cross know that, look, as much as it might seem like me and her we are close, it doesn't really mean that, I have anything to do with her and all of that. He was just setting the record straight. And Cross was like, well, me and Angel, we had a good time, in our season. She screwed up and I moved on. But guys, I just really love the fact that, Soma decided to have that conversation with Cross. Because, I mean, like I mentioned, it's been awkward just seeing that two of them have not been speaking. They haven't even said any word to each other and all of that. And I love that, Soma chose to have that conversation.
I know they try and run my matter just so you know, just in case you want to feel. No, we feel like get babe, so yeah, so
we enjoyed each other's time when we were together, and she screwed up, and yeah, she went her way, I went my way.
I just wanted to know how you feel. Yeah. And second, I just want to let you know that I was moving to her.
Really good. I appreciate that. One love.
Also, guys, let me mention to you, yeah, after the whole, live nomination thing and all of that, at some point, Soma was in the garden with White Money. And it seemed like the guy was just really down. He was telling White Money that he thought that he had, gotten over this whole nomination, eviction fever, and all of that. But just seeing how everything played out, you know, the tension can't dey too much and all of that. And then White Money was like, well, that he also told himself that if he had won head of house, he would definitely try to save Soma because he knows how important this second chance is to the guy, which was similar to the things, Angel and Ilebaye were talking about yesterday when they were having their COVID meeting, blah, blah, blah. They're like, no, now let's still give him time. The guy left early in his own season. Let's still give him screen time. It would not be nice to just, put him up for nominations, blah, 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 blah. Even though we know that there's an ulterior motive, Angel and Soma, the Ilebaye and Soma. We get the point. They were not trying to come out like, oh yeah, we love the guy or we like the guy, blah blah blah. They were not trying to use, oh, let's give him a second chance. So it just meant that what they were saying was actually true because Soma felt really down, even though he was happy that Adekunle picked him as BFF and all of that. Yeah. And even White Money was like, did you know Adekunle before? Blah blah blah. And I was like, no, that they met in the house. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to make new friends. Okay, you cannot stick to what you know. Imagine if Adekunle had picked Ilebaye and Doyin and two other people and left Soma out. Guys, do you know how Soma will be feeling? People deserve chances. People deserve second chances. And if it needs to come from a total stranger or someone that you just met a few days ago, then there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like, oh no, because I spoke to you yesterday, then every time I'm speaking to people, I must speak to you too. Hello, that's not how it works. Just because I spoke to you yesterday does not mean that if the conversation does not concern you, I will still call you simply because I'm trying to, we talked yesterday. If I slap you, I slap. Okay, not be you I want slap now. Ilebaye, not this. This same Ilebaye, I don't really know her body just the sweet am. The girl no one stay one place. Last night again, one of them in their room, that's how Ilebaye left her bed and jumped on News bed, entered the duvet, and they hugged. And people like, they were laughing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, madam, let beauty catch you. You dey go for our man Neil. Let beauty catch you. Let beauty see Big Brother. Can you bring beauty? I want to just see something because I don't really understand. Like this Gen Z baby. Body just dey sweet am. If you go here, go here, go here, go here. Doyin go soon break your head. Doyin wey be say she never return this Neo jacket. Neo gave her jacket on Sunday when she was feeling cold. During the lunch. Till today. Doyin never return jacket. You know say something dey there. You say you just dey wear a new jacket for nothing. Now you can't go there, go dey jump for the guy body, dey rub body. Now by the time Doyin and Beauty come together to break your head. Oh wait, so could it be that Doyin is just protecting Beauty's man? Say Doyin and Beauty they be friends, so her man they the ha now. He's doing protecting the jacket, protecting the man. 'Cause at this point, I don't really know. But for me, let me just tell you, Ilema they give me content. I don't want to know I tell Apple. She they give me content, not concern me. She want jump on top of the man, make she jump. All of now when they say she not go last for the house, she not go last. At least for the meantime, make sure they give us content. Make sure they behave any more they talk about her now. My own blood. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Did you watch these conversations that I talked about now? If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit on the subscribe button already. Let me know what your thoughts are about all the things that I mentioned here. And of course, I will see you guys on the next one. Okay? Bye.